Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Shining Brighter. My name is Nick, and today is such a beautiful day that I decided to take a hike to this beautiful reservoir and try to do something a little different. It's been a long, cold winter, and I'm sure everybody's getting restless and wanting to get out and enjoy the nicer weather, maybe soak up some of that beautiful sun and start feeling good again. This is one of the things that I like to do that helps me to shine brighter. Today's topic is actually a dual topic. We're going to talk about practicing gratitude and the power of positivity, because they are wholly intertwined and they are beautiful byproducts of one another. So, as always, if you're enjoying the content, please help me out. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave a comment, tell me what I could do to make things better, or maybe a topic that you'd like to discuss, and I'd be happy to do it. So let's get together and start talking about practicing gratitude and what it means. So all too often, it is just very easy for all of us to think about the things that we don't have, to complain about the things we want and how we'll never get them. And everybody does this. Everybody goes through it, and especially if you're around people that do have the things that you're hoping for, or do have the life that you want. If you want to change that, then you have to start by practicing gratitude. How do we do that? So, rather than focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do have. This is something that I learned just about a year and a half ago now, when my divorce began. And I've always looked at trying to be grateful for the things I have, knowing that that's the way I should be thinking. But I'm human. I struggle like all of you guys do. But I have always known that I am very fortunate because I'm healthy. I have the ability to exercise, get stronger, make my appearance what I want it to be. I was blessed with two very beautiful, healthy children. People kept asking me, do you want a boy or a girl? And I would always say, honestly, I don't care as long as they're healthy. When you're about to become a parent, that first and foremost thought in your mind is, please let my child be healthy. And not that you're going to love your child any less if they're not. And it's not a selfish thing. You want for your child to be healthy so they can have the opportunity to enjoy a beautiful life, just like you have the opportunity to enjoy a beautiful life. I was always thankful to always have a roof over my head. Never had to be worried about being homeless. I've always had food on the table. Sometimes not always what I wanted, but I never went hungry. My mom and my dad, even though they were divorced, they were both there for me and for my family. They had their issues and their differences, but they were very good at putting those things aside to make sure that we were taken care of. And they both taught us wonderful life lessons. And I am the person that I am today because of the people that I was blessed to have as a family. Siblings, mother, father, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers, cousins. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Was it always ideal? No. But still, we maintained a family unit. And over the years, my mom and my dad healed a lot. And towards the end of my father's life, when he unfortunately got very ill, he said he wanted to come home. And the very first thing my mom said to him was, if you want to come home, I will take care of you. And that is such an amazing grace that my mother has, and that she was extending to my father. And I know in the end, my father regretted not sticking it out and working through. But, there's no blame. My dad had a lot of stuff that he dealt with in his life that affected him greatly. And unfortunately, at the time, those were things that weren't diagnosed and we didn't know how to treat them. PTSD kind of things. He was a Vietnam vet. And much like my mother, and the things that she went through in her life, the two of them displayed amazing strength to me for the way that they were able to conduct themselves in their lives, regardless of what they had been through. So again, grateful to have such wonderful people in my life. They really did teach me a lot. When you look at your life, I want you to look at the things that you have. Don't think about the things that you don't have. Being grateful is a gift. You could be homeless. You could have a life-threatening ailment. You could never find love. You could never have the money to afford something that you want. You could never have the opportunity for a job. You could not have the opportunity to go to school. You know what, though? If you have all those opportunities, even if they haven't happened yet, count yourself fortunate and lucky. Be grateful that the opportunities are there. It may take work on your part to go and get them. But you know what? That's where power of positivity comes in. If all we do is think negatively, then we're going to attack negative attention, negative energy, negative outcomes. I know a lot of people either don't believe or can't see how simply changing your outlook can change your life. But I promise you, if you can make the choice to practice gratitude, if you can make the decision to be positive, you will definitely see a change. I have always tried my best, no matter how bad of a time I was going through, to help people, to show people care, to do what I could to make their lives happier, better, easier, a lot of times at my own expense. And not that that was wrong, but I was putting myself last. Like I said in my very first video about respect, I wasn't treating myself with the respect I deserved, and a lot of that was because I wasn't being positive, and I wasn't being grateful, and I wasn't seeing that I had so many opportunities if I had just made the move and been positive and grateful to go after them. But I'm doing that now. And I make these videos to share with all of you guys because I'm not putting myself last anymore. I am first and foremost. I'm not selfish. I'm not arrogant. I'm not greedy. I still have an incredible amount of care and love to share and give. The people that I do love, I would die to protect them. But I make sure now that I'm not the nice guy anymore. I'm not the guy that you'll take for granted, look past, walk over, try to use my kindness as a weakness, because I don't have it anymore, guys. I still have kindness, but the weakness is gone. If you're good to me and you respect me and you're positive to me, I got your back. And I will return that positivity and gratitude to you tenfold to show you that you are appreciated. Some of the best gifts we have in life, guys, are being positive and grateful. And there are those who would say those are traits of weakness and that you should just take what you want no matter who gets trampled in the process. I don't believe in that, guys. Quite honestly, anybody who believes that, they're trying to fill a void. Some of them don't know that they have it. Some people can't admit that there's something missing in their lives. Some people are trying desperately to preoccupy themselves with what they think is going to make them look great to others, rather than looking inward and doing the work that they need to do to make themselves whole again, to make themselves better people, to really contribute and help the world. I get it. It's hard. Doing self-work, having self-love, finding your worth and your value, respecting yourself. These are very difficult things to achieve if you don't have them and you don't have anybody to help point you in the direction, or someone who you can trust to guide you, or if your self-doubt and your weaknesses and your insecurities and your fear are getting the better of you. But I'm here to tell you guys, don't let that happen. I've discussed fear many times, that it is the dumbest reason to not go after what you want. Fear is nothing more than your own manifestations of your own insecurity and weaknesses. It's not a physical, tangible thing. It cannot harm you. It cannot stop you unless you give it the power. So don't give it the power, because you don't have to. Everybody deserves happiness. Everybody deserves respect. Everybody deserves to know their worth and their value. And everybody deserves to be treated like a human being. when I first started making these videos, I share them with certain people and ask for feedback. And my life coach told me that she was very proud of me, and she knew that it took a lot to do what I'm doing. And she said, you're still making videos for yourself. You haven't gotten to the point where you're making videos for others yet. And I didn't really realize that until she said it, but she was right. My intent is for them to be for everyone, to help. But that was still a part of my healing process. But again, I am grateful for her. I am grateful for my therapist. I am grateful for all the people in my life who see me truly for who I am, who give me the respect that I deserve because I respect them. And I am grateful, guys. I am so much different a person than I was a year and a half ago. Typical Capricorn, a lot of negativity and gloom and doom. But I changed all that because I made the decision to. I didn't want that anymore. I am positive. I do believe in myself. I know I'm successful. And I know that I'm doing these things to help people because that's what I was put on earth to do. Anybody that's interested, leave a comment and I can arrange communication. I'm much better in person because I can see your light and feel your energy, and I am a light worker. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and look it up. But in closing, guys, I just want you to know, practicing gratitude and positive thought are incredibly powerful tools. You all have the ability. You all have it within you. It's simply a choice. So like I always say, guys, I see you all for who you really are, and I love you for it. Know your value, know your worth, and respect yourselves. I hope you guys enjoyed the walk today, and I hope you guys learn to shine brighter. Take care.